County WOBL. Bob Karlovic, Don Vincent, Jim Baker with you, along with Dave McFarland, the head coach of the Lorraine Titans, and his three senior captains, Josh Fenn, Sam McGuigan, and Kenny Washington. Kenny, how tough was Friday night?
Friday, it was probably one of the toughest games I played in. Not only like physically, but mentally, being prepared, being ready, and having to go travel down to Bedford, and just it's still tough to swallow.
Josh, Bedford has a good team, but it's not easy playing. It's a beautiful stadium, but it's not easy playing at that place, is it?
Yeah, I enjoyed playing there, but like you said, it was the toughest game we had this season so far, I think. And just, I wish we didn't turn over the ball as much. I feel like we would have had a chance if we didn't, and just turnovers killed us.
Moss had the one big run right near the very beginning of the game, but Sam, it seemed like you did hold him in check somewhat.
Yeah, we did. I mean, in practice, we're focused all week about just stopping Moss, and I mean, last year he put up crazy numbers against us, and that didn't sit well. So we're real fired up trying to stop him.
Coach, I'm going to take you back to one of your points earlier about the resilience of this squad. You know, we were watching the scores, and again, I told you, I'm a Lorraine guy. I watch this stuff. I'm watching the scores trickle in, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Then I start watching the change in the game just via the tweets. Your guys, again, showed that resiliency and really making a pretty strong finish in that game.
Right. I'm still sick like Kenny about that game. I wish we would have played a little bit better. We knew we had to stop Moss, and when he broke that big run, we kind of fell apart a little bit offensively and defensively, and next thing you know, there's 19 points. Wow. That's part of football. It's part of all sports, momentum, basketball. You see that happen. But what I'm really proud of is our young people weren't throwing helmets. They weren't complaining. They weren't getting upset. They weren't quitting. They were pulling together. And next thing you know, the offense started moving down the field. We got a score, and we kept picking away at it. And, I give these kids credit. They were right there on the goal line 2 times in the fourth quarter to win it. We were driving down, and then we lost the ball. And then the second time we were throwing the ball down the field. And we had a couple shots at the end zone right at the end of the game. So, we were there to win it. Bedford's, they got their linebackers going to Wisconsin, their tailbacks going to Pittsburgh, their receivers going to Illinois or somewhere, I'm not sure. But they have some phenomenal kids. We have phenomenal kids. But it was a great football game, and we got to learn from it. Like the kids said, Friday night they got to make sure we take care of the ball, and we're gap sound on defense.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about Friday night. It's a big deal. Cleveland Heights coming to town. You have an opportunity, and you mentioned this a moment ago, to play for that conference co-championship at the very least. How big a deal is that?
Well, I think it's a big deal. I hope our kids understand that. Not only are you have an opportunity to be co-champs, but you really have the opportunity to be the champs, because the team you're tying with, you're going to be
right. You're right.
So they've got a great opportunity on Friday night. It's these young guys and the rest of the seniors, it's going to be their last night, and George Daniels, the rest of the time, they're going to stand there and watch the rest of their lives. And I think sometimes we were at dinner tonight, and they look at us when I say every year, damn, I miss this, I miss it for about one play at my age, but I do miss it. And, the guys come back, Eddie comes back, some of these guys come back, and they're all like, man, it went too fast. And right at dinner, they all said, man, I can't believe how quick this went. They're 4 years, their senior year. And, this is a beautiful thing, high school football. You get one shot at it. It's a very unique game, and it's going to be their last game.
Well, guys, let's do this. What are your memories, your high school career? And I believe you guys, and what's part of really cool about this story, you guys struggled in junior high, it seems, didn't you? You came together and you've had a couple really nice seasons. What's your best memory from your football career in high school?
My best memory is when I got in my freshman year. I was nervous as all could be. Got in there and I went to go tackle the quarterback, and then I just got hit out of nowhere, and I was like, wow, this is really what varsity football is about. I was like, man, this is what I want to do, because that first hit woke me up, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my high school career. And it's just that right there, getting in my freshman year, was the best feeling of my life.
Now there's a guy that puts his knuckles in the dirt. I got hit hard. That's going to be my best memory. All right, Josh, that's cool. Sam, how about you?
My best memory is probably being in Elyria last year, because, as a program, that was our first big win ever. And it finally felt like, wow, we actually won. We actually won a big game, because a up till then, when I was like even going to games in 8th grade, they never won a big game against any team. So it was a really special moment.
Kenny, I'm sure you have one as well.
I think one of my best memories is the Warren G. Harding game last year, because we knew we had to win to get in the playoffs, and we knew they had some outstanding linemen. I think one was on Arkansas, one was on Iowa, and I was a 180 D tackle last year. So just for like me putting up a fight against those guys, I think that was one of the best times, and we came out with the win and went to the state playoffs.
Now, obviously, we're talking with some seniors here, and you guys are looking forward. I don't necessarily want to know what schools you're looking at or talking to right now, but do you have plans? What would you like to do next year?
Next year, I would like to go to like any college and go into the sports and health program, like be a physical therapist, and do that the rest of my life.
Josh, Sam?
I want to go to any college, play football, and get a business degree, something broad that I can do a lot with.
Get that education, no doubt about it. Kenny?
Like my teammates, I like to attend college, play football, go into criminal justice, and then I think after college I'll go to the military for like 4 years, and then come back and be like a security guard or a cop or something like that.
You and I need to talk after a little bit. Coach, it's got to be really, really gratifying to hear these guys, yeah, I want to play football, but I know I need to get an education.
Right, last year I said it 1,000 times, I was so proud of that freshman group because we had 30 kids on the honor roll. And I'm so proud of these guys because we're thinking about college.
Yeah.
And our next generation are thinking about college, that it's more than football. We keep talking about we'd like to see some of our football players in the school play and in student government and doing those kinds of things. So when you got young guys that are not only great football players, but they're excited about going to college and they're doing good work in school and they're good kids in the community, it's a lot to be proud of as a coach.
Specifically for the game on Friday night, Dave, can you give us without obviously giving away any trade secrets for the game on Friday night, can you give us a little scouting report about Cleveland Heights, what you're expecting from them?
Sure, there's no secrets in football. It's a simple game. It really is. You got to take care of the football, and you got to tackle on defense. So ultimately, the game just comes down to the fundamentals. I know everybody says that, but that's really the truth about high school football. Cleveland Heights comes in with a great receiving core. They've got 4 or 5 big receivers. They've got this Harris kid's going, I think Ohio State or somewhere looking at him, 6'5" receiver. They got an elusive quarterback. So it's a little different scheme for our defense. There's going to be a lot more passing against us. And offensively, Carlos Chavis wasn't healthy at the beginning of the year. We lost a couple games. We really didn't have a running back in there. And he's healthy. And Davion's really grown up. So, we've got to rely on Davion taking care of the ball, getting it to Carlos, getting it out to our receivers, and we'll come out with the conference championship.
Sometimes there's a tendency to possibly look at their overall record and see, well, they're only 3-5, but they're 3-0 in the conference. So they've won all the conference games. They played a tough non-conference schedule this year. So, it's like, how do you balance off what they've done conference-wise as opposed to what their overall record is?
Right, the LEL is hard to compare because of so many non-conference games. And like you said, if you took anybody and put them in their schedule, would you come out with the same record? I mean, they've played a tough schedule. We've played a tough schedule. Midview, Elyria, and Boardman. I think both teams have had their share of some adversity and some success. So it should be a great high school football game just in that regard, because I believe both teams are still fighting for a spot in the playoffs.
Yes, and that was the thing I was going to bring up, guys, is the fact that as much as we can talk about this is for a co-conference championship, and obviously that is the first consideration because you are playing a conference game, there still is something else to play for. There's still that possibility. It didn't end at Bedford last week.
Oh yeah, I just want to go to the next level and make it to the playoffs again. That was a great feeling, and I want to win that LEO too because I haven't done it since my freshman year, sophomore year, junior year. So it'd be great to do it for my senior year and go out and say, yeah, we won the LEO, and if that's all we get, that's all we get. We got to deal with it.
I think playoffs and the conference title is important. I think we just need to focus on not letting the game be too big for itself. If everybody just focus and they have explosive players, if we just handle adversity and everybody put their heads up, if something goes wrong, I think we should be good.
Sam, how do you keep the game from being too big on Friday night? It's senior night. There's going to be a big crowd there because I know you guys have been drawing really well at home this year. And, you know, you're playing your last home game at George Daniel Field, and it's a big game for the conference. How do you keep that from getting too big?
Just only worry about the game. Don't worry about anything on the outside, and just worry about winning. You don't have to don't worry about what's going on. It's your last game. It's conference championship. You just got to try to treat it like every other game and just come out with a win.
Dave, your thoughts about it?
Well, I'm excited for the kids. You know, one of the things as a coach, you want to give the kids opportunities to play in big games. And I don't believe the kids in Lorraine have played in big venues and big games. And in a short 2 years, we played in a lot of big games that mean something. The Leary game meant something. The Riverview game meant something. Boardman game really did mean something. It was a big game. Maple Heights. I mean, that was a meaningful football game. Bedford was a meaningful football game. So when you're playing for something, that's what you want as a coach. You want your kids to be in a position to be able to play for something and let them decide the outcome on the field.
And also you're playing for an above 500 record for the second year in a row, and you're also then leaving something to be built upon for the kids coming up behind you.
You know, that's a great statement. We were just talking about it at dinner. We had a great year last year, and I said to these guys, I never see the seniors come back around to the weight room or anything like that. I don't think they felt welcomed. I don't think that was the history and the tradition of Lorraine. And so we started getting in their ear, and it was fun. We were just talking how much fun it was to see Chris Mayer and Eddie and Rashad and some of these guys come back to games, to the weight room, to practices, to watch us. Well, that never happened before. And we keep talking to these guys about the legacy that they're leaving. That as they look back at Lorraine High School, and Lorraine High School is really doing well and becoming one of the state powerhouses, they're going to say, hey, we built that. And they're going to feel good about going back, stopping at practice. Because I really don't think last year's seniors felt that they came to practice, they'd be welcome, because I don't know what happened in the past. But when they came and they saw, hey, we still love you, and we're excited to see you, they started coming around more. Now, these guys have been a part of it, and they know my expectation is that they're around. When they're in town, they're coming to see us, because we put too much effort in to just, you know, have a clean cut and never see each other again. So we are building a good tradition. We're building that family atmosphere, and they know my expectations, and I know they want to be there. So it's their team, and whatever happens in the future, they laid the foundation.
Well, gentlemen, we wish you the very best of luck against Cleveland Heights on Friday night. Congratulations on the season you've had so far. Hopefully it will continue past this Friday, but even if it doesn't, hopefully you can get that win and finish above 500 and get that co-conference championship. So congratulations on the season you've had. Dave, congratulations as well, and best of luck to you guys on Friday night. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That is Dave McFarland, the head coach of the Lorraine Titans, and Josh Fenn, Sam McGuigan, and Kenny Washington. Coming up next is going to be John